Hi, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today we're going to talk about the horoscope for all the 12 signs, the astrology for the second week of August. And today begins the first day of the second week, right? And so let's first talk about the collective and, the transits with the larger planets, right? So we have on August 19th, Jupiter and Saturn will form a perfect square. And this square is already happening, and so it's going to perfect on the 19th. And these are two largest planets in our solar system. So this aspect is very compelling, encouraging us to focus on the major themes and challenges in our lives. And while the square is a tense aspect, it also brings energy and motivation to encourage us and to push us, right, to make meaningful improvements. And this is the first square of the current Jupiter-Saturn cycle, which began back in December of 2020 when Jupiter and Saturn were in alliance. They were in conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So this square is also known as a crisis in action. Whatever was initiated at the time of the conjunction in 2020 is now being tested against reality. And so you may want to think back to December of 2020 to whatever was going on in your life and how that relates to this square. This square is asking us what makes sense and what doesn't, and what we should continue doing and what we should consider changing or giving up, right? This offers a time to step back to reconsider what's yielding results and what is not. It can be a time to change your strategy or an opportunity. Or if an opportunity keeps presenting itself, it may be a time to embrace that, right? And Mercury retrograde is retrograde until the 28th, and this is very similar to that energy. It's asking us to step back and take a look at, anything that is really personal or important in our private lives. And so Venus entered Virgo on the 8th, and on the 28th, I beg your pardon, and conveying a very practical and modest view on love, which when love is far important than the material. Venus in Virgo reminds us that the most significant or the smallest details can make the biggest difference. Yeah, it's a very humble transit. I feel like it's very cool. And so we have Mars has been allied with Jupiter since the last week of July, and it will make a perfect conjunction at 16 degrees of Gemini. And so this is a powerhouse transit that will boost our energy levels immensely. And so these allied forces of Mars and Jupiter occur in Gemini and air sign. So we could have several projects or new ideas, and it may be about that, or whatever sparks our interest, right? And for this energy to be channeled effectively, there must be enthusiasm, and we have to be inspired because of Jupiter. So if you feel like you're being challenged to take action, but you're lacking motivation or inspiration, take a step back and check to see if these ideas, these projects, or these plans align with your core values and inspirations. Right? It's always really important to be inspired. You're in spirit. Now you're sending out a higher vibration, so now you're attracting whatever vibration you're sending out, a higher one. You're happier, you're more enthused, and this is the frequency that is inviting in via the universe, inviting in opportunities and anything that matches our vibration or our frequency. Right now we're able to attract those same opportunities, right? And so this is why it's important to stay in spirit or to stay inspired. And but this doesn't necessarily mean you should abandon your ideas or your projects. Reflection and cultivating attitude, or gratitude rather, cultivating gratitude can help you shift your mindset to understand what you want or need, helping you to realign with your goals. So let's talk about the horoscope for all the 12 signs. And we always start with Aries because Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. The sun is in your 5th house, Aries, and you may be out enjoying yourself with parties, entertainment, or recreational activities. You could be spending time with your creative interests. Your ruling planet has joined forces with Jupiter in your 3rd house of ideas, goals, learning, and communication. This can be about siblings, extended family, and short-term travel. Short distance travel, rather. And you may be traveling or going on trips, Aries, and that conjunction is or will be helping to motivate you to take action or to move toward your plans, your goals, to move those plans or goals or projects forward. On the 7th, which was yesterday, I believe, Mars formed a square, and there is some tension with Saturn. It will apply on the 15th, this square, and there's something restricting your plans, goals, or ideas, or family matters. You could be feeling like you are restricted in that area. And Saturn is in your 12th house of endings, the subconscious mind, creativity, compassion, and secrets. So there may be something you prefer to keep secret, Aries, or something you need to release or sacrifice. And so for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is in your 4th house of family and what sustains you emotionally. This is a great place for the Sun, Taurus, as the Sun balances out anything that may have been emotional, perhaps back in July. And with the Sun in Leo, you're able to see what makes you happy and equally what supports you emotionally. Yeah, some Taurians could be moving in with their romantic partners, and relationships may seem nurturing and stable. Your ruling planet Venus, Taurus, is or has moved into your 5th house of fun, entertainment, and recreation, creativity, self-expression, romance, and family. This is the 5th house. So your relationships may seem dramatic. They might feel dramatic. Leo it can be about the 5th house, drama, like entertainment as well. But your relationships may feel dramatic or simply passionate. And Venus is in Virgo, asking you perhaps to be humble, to pay attention to any details in your relationships or regarding any of your creative endeavors. Venus and Mercury joined forces August 7th, yesterday. Any communication with partners, family, is very thoughtful and intelligent. I feel like I spoke about that in the last horoscope. And your creative ideas, Taurus, are smart and well thought out with the energy of this transit. And so for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Mars-Jupiter conjunction is in your 1st house, Gemini. So you could be a real powerhouse right now. You could have the drive toward whatever excites or motivates you. This can be very personal as it's in your 1st house of self. And Mars and Jupiter are in your house, with Mars and Jupiter in your house of self. It's also squaring Saturn in your 10th house of career and ambition. There could be some tension between anything personal for you, about you and your career, right? And so squares can ask us to reevaluate and perhaps make a decision to release tension or to deal with a problem more effectively. And the Sun is in your 3rd house of ideas, plans, goals, and intellectual pursuits, giving you the clarity perhaps surrounding your goals, your ideas, whatever motivates you, and possibly about learning as well. It's also in favorable aspect with Jupiter in your sign, moving you toward action again with whatever inspires you, excites you. Definitely. Your ruling planet Mercury, Gemini, is in your 4th house of family and what sustains you emotionally, and it's allied with Venus. So this is very favorable. This supports you in your relationships and your communication with others, and also your creative goals or interests and endeavors, things like that. Mercury is squaring Uranus and making a perfect square on August 18th. Uranus is the planet of surprises, unexpected change, disruption, liberation, and rebellion. And Uranus represents innovation, doing things better, right? Very inventive, very original. It also represents social groups, networks, and friendships. Uranus is in your 12th house, pushing for change and innovation, and maybe social with regards to social movement. It could be. But it's pushing you for change and innovation, and also pushing you to liberate yourself in some way, and perhaps for you to let something go or release something. Uranus is in the 12th house, is very spiritual, Uranus in the 12th, intuitive and psychic. Your emotions versus your intuition or need for change or improvement in some area of your life may be challenging you. You may have original ideas that you feel will be challenged by other people. Okay, so for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is moving through your second house of money, resources, and what sustains you. The second house also relates to your values and your beliefs. This can be a very good time for those areas in your life. You may be enjoying success or leading yourself towards success and happiness. Possibly about anything about those areas, those particular areas. Your money could be really good right now. And your ruling planet, the moon, is now moving through your social houses. There may be a lot of activity or focus on your social life or your career. And the Mars-Jupiter alliance also, AKA rather, also known as a conjunction, is in your 12th house of endings, psychic and intuitive awareness. You may understand clearly what may need to go in your life or what you may need to release in order to move forward toward what truly inspires you, Cancer, or what is driving you. And you may need to sacrifice something. I think I mentioned that. And so regarding the Mars-Jupiter square to Saturn, Saturn is in your 9th house of expansion, philosophy, spirituality, education, definitely, and so, or teaching and long distance travel. You may feel restricted in some way, but you're trusting your intuition and understanding perhaps that hard work and discipline and strategy really is the only way kind of to get there or to help you to help move you forward in the best way. On the 8th, the moon opposes the descendant in your 10th house of career. It's possible for these few days, Cancer, you'll feel a mild struggle between family members or relationships and your career. And this will pass, Cancer, as the moon moves very quick. It moves quickly, right, through the signs. And so for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun, your ruling planet, is in your sign every year, of course, around this time, bringing you clarity, happiness, courage, and all things good. Happy birthday. And the Sun perfects a sextile, perfects one. It is perfecting with Jupiter on the 7th, which was yesterday, offering something up, something you may want to embrace. It may be an opportunity. And Jupiter's in your 11th house of gains, hopes and wishes, surprises, unexpected change, and social networks. The Sun will form an in conjunction, Leo, with Saturn on the 9th of August, and that is tomorrow. Saturn is in your 8th house of intimate relationships, shared resources, and joint accounts. There may be something about someone you're not seeing correctly, or you're not seeing something as it is. There could be, with that in conjunction, there may be something hidden that you don't realize or you don't see it. There may be a secret that will come to light as well. And so the Sun is in trine with Chiron, the wounded healer, and this can be something you're healing on some level, or you notice that's healing or improving. And this can have to do with your childhood or your ego, maybe family. The Sun can shine some light on whatever this is about. And Chiron is in Aries, so this can be about anything, any vulnerability relating to yourself. It could be, possibly it's about your health because, Aries is the first sign. It is the self. Your identity could be about your identity, your ego. And as I have said, your childhood. The Sun is conjunct the midheaven. You may be at a high point of your career. Your reputation may be on the line simply because it is the key to your success, right? So keep up the hard work and the self-discipline. Yeah, it's always a good idea, isn't it? All right, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And Virgo, your ruling planet Mercury is in your own sign. So this is always very favorable and supportive, helping you to evaluate anything, staying focused on goals, Virgo, supporting your ideas, plans, and projects. And you may be learning something, perhaps about yourself, your identity, or your ego. And Venus is conjunct Mercury. This could be about plans regarding relationships or your stability, even the good things in life definitely could be. And that Venus conjunction is great for you, right? Something about your values may have changed or is changing, Virgo. On the 10th, the moon and will sextile Mercury in your second house of what sustains you financially, your money or your values, your beliefs, and you may have an opportunity to embrace something, maybe about partnerships, as the moon is in Libra. The sun is in your 12th house of endings, giving clarity possibly about the past because it's conjunct the midheaven, and there's something you're most likely releasing or giving up, maybe something you need to release, right? Sacrificing, perhaps. It may be about fatherhood or a father or a family member. It could be about the past as well, whenever we talk about the father, of course, or a family member. And with your ruling planet Mercury in your first house of self, you may be feeling it's easy or it's easier to do that, right? And so for Libra, sun, moon, and rising, the sun is going through your 11th house of gains, hopes and wishes, social networks, liberation, and freedom. So this is also the house representing disruption, unexpected change, and also surprises. The sun in the 11th indicates courage, leadership to move towards your goals or improving your life. And Leo is ruling, not Leo, but the sun is ruling your 11th house. This can be a happy and creative time. Social groups may be the focus, and there may be some clarity in these areas of your life that you were like, that has come to you, right? Your ruling planet Venus is in your 12th house of endings, intuition, release, grief, transcendence, things that are hidden, creativity, institutions, and confinement, right? This can also be about, yeah, I mentioned creativity, fantasy, just the 12th house is very rich, right? And Venus is challenged for the most part during the second week of August. You may be feeling that, and you may be releasing something, probably understanding that this may be necessary. Conversely, with Venus in the 12th house, you could be enjoying your sex life. Yeah, as interesting as always, right? On August 13th, both the moon and Mars will be in a discordant position with Venus. The Venus-Mars square perfects on the 22nd, and there may be something challenging regarding a situation that you may be feeling it's blocking your expansion in your life. Mars is in your 9th house, ruled by Sagittarius, and the moon is also in Sagittarius on this day, these couple days. This may also relate to your daily life, though, right? Your work or your health, as Venus in Virgo can deal with those areas of your life. Venus moves fairly quickly, so try not to worry if those energies are kind of getting you down. All right. So for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, the sun is going through your 10th house of career, reputation, and the past. And there may be, excuse me, something clear to you about the past this month or this week. The sun can be shining its light on your career or your legacy, possibly what you want to leave behind or how you want to be remembered, your reputation perhaps. The sun is at odds with the moon on the 12th, and the moon is in your first house that particular day. You may be feeling emotional about your career, perhaps a father or a relationship, as the sun is in Leo. And there may be a struggle with issues surrounding ego, definitely. This may be about somebody close to you, Scorpio. And Pluto, your ruling planet, is retrograde in your 4th house of family, foundation, and what sustains you emotionally. So you may be feeling changes, or possibly, maybe you're feeling a transformation right now. You could, it could be gradual with Pluto, because Pluto is in Aquarius, will be in Aquarius for a very long time, right? So it's going to depend on that time of transformation for you. And also Pluto is retrograde, so that can kind of, you could step back to maybe think about that, right? About any changes that you would like to make. Could be. And so it's going to retrograde back into your 3rd house, Scorpio, of intellect, communication, ideas, plans, and goals. You may be ending something in order to have this profound change or transformation. And so your secondary ruler, Mars, is allied with Jupiter, perfecting on the 14th in your 8th house of intimate relationships, joint or shared finances, and real estate. But Mars is squared off with Venus in your 11th house of hopes and wishes, gains, and also your fifth house of family and romantic love. So you may be feeling some pressures in those areas of your life, and this will pass, Scorpio, as these cycles close and bring in new ones. Okay, so for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the Sun is moving through your ninth house until the 23rd, and you may be getting really clear on your spiritual beliefs, your philosophy, perhaps. It can be also about what you want to expand in your life, like what you're excited about and what you want to move forward. The Sun in your ninth house can show you what you need to learn or possibly bring you clarity. It can also talk about any education that you might be important for you, that you might be noticing in order to move your life forward, to expand. And your ruling planet Jupiter is in your seventh house of relationships, romantic or otherwise, business perhaps, teaming up with Mars, bringing the drive and enthusiasm to this part of your life. And so Jupiter is there till June of next year, and this can bring you good luck, offering you opportunities for expansion and growth in any type of relationship, Sagittarius. Jupiter squares off with Saturn perfecting on the 19th, and you may be feeling restricted between what sustains you emotionally or family. Excuse me, you might be feeling restricted regarding family, possibly, or possibly where you live versus a relationship. Yeah, I find that to be interesting. You may be feeling it's difficult to create balance, or it may be, or something like that. You could be thinking that create balance between your emotional life and romance or business partnerships. In other words, what sustains you emotionally, you could feel kind of restricted between that and any relationship maybe that you want for yourself, or maybe to move into one. There looks like there's kind of a teeter-totter, and you might be trying to choose or maybe adapt in some way to something. You could. And so Saturn is in Pisces, and this may be very emotional or romantic, right, as I said, and Jupiter is in Gemini, so this can also relate to your ideas, your plans, right? And so the Sun is in sextile with Jupiter. There may be a lucky break or an opportunity, something that you can embrace. All right, very cool, right? And so now we have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And your ruling planet, Capricorn, your ruling planet Saturn is retrograde. It's in your third house of learning, the intellect, ideas, and plans. Also, it's about siblings and short distance travel. It's going to go direct on November 15th. And so you could be in reflection right now, or perhaps focused on your ideas, your plans, your goals, your projects. Capricorn's really into that, right? And projects of the past, possibly to support your future. Yeah, you could really kind of be thinking of maybe did I make the right decision here, or maybe had to merge something from the past to help you move forward. Definitely could be. But there's something this week you're not entirely clear about or unaware of, possibly, with regard to plans, ideas, intellectual pursuits, or goals. It may have to do with shared resources or business partnerships, perhaps romantic. You might feel this is somehow restricting you. As Saturn squares off with Jupiter, and Mars is in your sixth house of work, health, and daily life. So it can really have to do with all that. On the 11th, the moon will trine Saturn and bringing out any innate qualities that you have, Capricorn, to help you deal with these matters better emotionally. Yeah, family can support you at this time. And Venus opposes Saturn, encouraging you to see something that needs to be accepted, or you may have to be a little flexible or adaptive perhaps, or adaptable perhaps. Venus is in Virgo, so it may relate to practical matters, daily life, work, or health. I feel like there's a lot of that going on for you. It looks like you're up to the task, Capricorn. All right, so now for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Pluto is retrograde in your first house, and you may be in reflection or taking a time out perhaps about any change or new direction or transformation to think about if you're on the right path or whether you're moving in that right direction. This can be personal, very personal, and it may be definitely about things that are very personal to you, right? And so your ruling planet Uranus has a trine with Pluto, and this will last until the beginning of December. Uranus is in your fourth house of family and foundation, kind of shaking things up, yeah, and what sustains you emotionally. During this transit, you're going to be able to use your innate natural abilities, once again, to Aquarius, to undergo profound transformation. And so for some of you, a major spiritual transformation can take place. Jupiter is in your sixth house, in your fifth house, rather, of fun, romance, family, and creative and recreational interests. You may be participating in this area of your life, getting out, having fun, recreational activities, parties perhaps, and this can help you with any plans or ideas that are related, right? Not the party so much, maybe, right? Because you could be feeling, happier, and that always raises your vibration, so you're able to, the universe is always trying to match your vibration, so it really could help, right? This is self-care when you are having fun. Yes, it is. This is, supporting the inner child, right? Definitely is. And this can help you with any plans or ideas that are related to your creative abilities or any talent you have. The fifth house is concerned with talent and entertainment. And so the sun is moving through your house of relationships. So that may be a major focal point for you during this time, or at least until the sun enters Virgo on August 23rd. And so lastly, but sure not least, we have Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. And the sun is in your sixth house of practical matters, Pisces. I feel like this is very important for you right now. Your daily life, practical things like work and health. And so this may be the focus this month, or at least until the sun enters Virgo, perhaps on the 23rd. And Mars and Jupiter joining forces are in your fourth house of family, foundation, and what sustains you emotionally. Your family life foundation or your emotional security is being supported at this time. Neptune, your ruling planet, is retrograde, and this can cause you to feel a little imbalanced in some area of your life. Neptune is at the final degree in your sign, Pisces, so this is about yourself. It's really personal. There's most likely something you know that you need to release, but maybe you're not clear on how to do that. It's most likely very emotional. For sure, because I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so Neptune is in several favorable aspects, Pisces, and some of which I will discuss in next week's horoscope. The Neptune sextile Pluto, perfected on the 24th of July. You're accepting something about, possibly about society or about like the world at large, possibly. This could also be you are accepting something about your own originality, your own uniqueness, right? Or liberating yourself in some way. You look like you are kind of accepting yourself, like I'm great, I'm special, right? And like self-love, it does look that way. And you may also be transforming the way you interact in your relationships. This may be very deep, as Neptune and Pluto both are about the deep, things that you can't see, right? Things that are hidden with depth and intensity. And so this can be what you may not want anybody to know about you. Definitely could be. Pisces can be about secrets, as it is, as Scorpio, right? And so when we have Neptune and Pluto, we have Pisces and Scorpio, basically, right? The planets that rule those signs. And so there could be an opportunity also for you, Pisces, to embrace change. And this, this opportunity could be to spiritually transcend and overcome something dark, perhaps. It could be. But this sounds like it's very beautiful to me. It does. And so thank you so much for watching, and I hope that was helpful for everybody. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell in order to receive my notifications. I will be putting up next week's horoscope for all the 12 signs, usually on the 15th. That's when I'm going to be uploading that, or perhaps sooner, right? We'll see about that. Thanks so much, you guys. Yeah, God bless.